Did I enjoy the game in France? Yes. Genuinely. So, alright, there's going to be a lot of questions about France. So, my things about the France game. Firstly, Unreal as an event, unbelievable. Unbelievable event. Like, going there, low-key, it felt almost better than Wembley. Like, all the fireworks, the lights, the music, the MC. Like, it felt unreal. It was unreal. The thing that is obvious is it wasn't as friendly. It wasn't as a fun match as we were kind of portrayed it to be. People didn't like the halftime performance. That's just because it was too long. I'll agree with that. It was too long. And yeah, like the subs, it wasn't time wasting. It was just they decided that they went very like serious. Like they had to announce every sub. They had to do certain stuff, whatever. So there ended up being 18 minutes of subs, which is mental. Yeah, so the slide tackle, basically the guy I slide tackled had been fouling people off the ball. That's why there were no fouls that he had done. They're all off the ball. So like I got a bruise on my knee. I don't think it'll show up from this far away, but like I got a cut and a bruise all over my knee here, like all of this. That was off the ball. That was all off the ball in like the first few minutes. And I kept saying to this guy, like, oh, like let's just chill. It's a friendly. There's no need to foul off the ball. And it just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And I went, you know what, fuck this. Like everyone's saying, oh, you know what, Brexit. So I did the foul and I was like, you know what. After by the way, after the foul, he came over to me and went, all right, we're even now, right? And I was like, all right, cool. I literally high-fived him and that was it. Oh, it was a bad challenge. It was 100% a bad challenge. Ethan David at 42 months. Sad they called the final penalty and that the French team are taking an eternity to do their subs, no extra time. Love an extra strategy. Shafiq, thank you for 2 months. PX, thank you for the 9 months. Jasmine, thank you for the 14. Bro. My stomach was in bits. Beth, thank you for the 32. Anyways. Is it true they didn't want SV2 to play? I got a text. So this is just a factual thing. I messaged and said, your team looks sick. Or your team, let me get the wording exactly right. I said, your team looks nuts with like a laughing face. And they said, half my team can't play football. We need to talk. You added SV2. What the fuck? I'm like, bro, so the guy I was against, number 21, is a Kings League player. Just a Kings League player. Like, it doesn't make content. They had four. I think they had four. Four, like, Kings League players. Not creators. They had an insane defender, the Pitch Addicts guy. Oh, no, but he's like... Pitch Addicts, like, I watch Pitch Addicts. Those two guys, like... I mean, they got a big following. They're good at football. You know? Go for it. They were really nice, by the way. Ginge had a good game. Yeah, Ginge had a really good game. I felt like he slid a little bit too much at the end, but he cleared it off the line about 7 times. What's the story behind leaving the medals? I saw a memes tweet, but I don't speak French. Okay, I will be entirely... This is the entire truth, okay? From my point of view, anyway. So when the game ended, I don't know if you saw, there's a clip of like JJ and Deji went and saw the French... They went into the French dressing room. There's obviously like the picture of Amin holding the trophy and stuff like that. That... Like, we didn't know they went in there. So those two, like Deji, I saw him later that day, and like, so later that night, we went to a bar, and Deji came in and he had a medal. And I was like, where the fuck did you get a medal? What the hell's going on? He goes, oh, they had medals. Not a single one of us saw that medal. Like, saw the medals. And then someone's obviously written that. I didn't know there was a thing. I don't know if they were handed to someone and that person just said, like, I'll put them there. Or I don't know what happened. But basically, I never knew there was a medal. Deji got given a medal. He didn't get given all the medals. That's not me saying Deji got given all the medals. I'm just saying he had a medal and was like, oh yeah, we got given them. And I was like, I didn't. I had no idea. Not I didn't get, like, the chance to. I just never knew. Jim David 29, Leo David 46 months as well, and Shami David at 9 months. Switch baby. Beth David at 32. Didn't the penalty get given because everything was going to close? So I've heard that from Amin's stream. He said that because of the tennis thing, they had to end the game or something like that. SV2 is overrated half the time. He didn't even run properly. Brett, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think SV2 played to his ability, but he was still good. He literally got both assists and the goal. Like, all 3 goals came from him. The one thing I have seen a lot online, though, is, like, I see loads of people being like, oh, you know, like, Chris MD, Toby Simon, all these lot, when they're not playing against Sketch and, like, you were kind of shit. I don't think you understand that this was against players they're football players, you know what I mean? So this wasn't a charity match where you can do loads of stuff. This was a serious game, and then you look at a serious game, how many touches people get, how many passes they make. It's a lot less. I'm not saying I was good. To clear up, I was not saying I was good. I just think people only consider someone doing good if they get, like, loads of goals or loads of assists. Was there any match stats? I don't actually know. Yeah, I don't know. Jack was fuming after the game. I mean, I'm just happy. I'm happy Jack got a goal. You created the Jack goal? No, I didn't. Who played that ball through? I think Harry played the ball through. Harry did a ball through and E-Man got onto it and he got the assist for Jack. I'm so happy Jack got a goal because he did not want to come on because it was that serious. He was really like, oh, I'm not sure. And then he came on and got a goal. So I'm so happy for Jack. He's just on a insane run right now. AB was good. He was good, yeah. Toby's all right. Not amazing, but he's all right now. You're on the bench for a while. Yeah, I was trying to get other people game time. Because I was like, even if this is a serious game, like, we haven't brought people here to not play. Like, ultimately, we're not footballers. We're creators. Let's play creators. There's a clip of you talking to me mid-game. Looks like you guys are arguing. I was just saying that, like, I basically said that they had a couple players that weren't I said to him, I was like, you've told me that, you know, a couple of my players were too good and, you know, we lined it up to make it more like the Sidemen match. And then I said, like, you've brought a couple players that are too good. Like, they're not creators, they are footballers. You know, it's the same as if we just went, all right, we're not going to bring in, we're not going to take these players. We're going to bring people that literally just, all they do is, like, semi-pro football. That's what I was basically saying to him. Why it seems like he said, should I talk to them? Well, he said, shall I talk to them? Shall I take, he was like, I can take off. He was like, I can take him off. I can take him off, the number 21. He was like, I'll take 21 off because he was the Kings League player. Like, he doesn't make content. He plays Kings League. He was like, oh, I'm going to take him off. So then the coach said he's coming off. I think they held the board up and he just said no. He literally just went, no, I'm not coming off. I was like, what are we doing here? But honestly, the event as a whole was unreal. Appreciate it. Appreciate the game. I think based on just like the sentiment of the game and like the online feedback, I don't know if we'd do another one because a lot of people obviously like, got Because also, yeah, I wouldn't want to do a rematch. Because everyone's like, oh, do a rematch and just, you know, screw them over. And I'm like, I don't want to. like I got to play at PSG Stadium and it was insane. I was actually quite happy to do a more serious match. Like I think there's a lot from that event that we can learn for another charity match. 1, the whole show. 2, I think we could make the standard essentially a little bit better. But not to that level. And yeah, the fact it was at night time was unreal as well. I actually really liked being the away team as well. I actually really like being the away team. Like getting booed. It's kind of nice. It felt good. Like it felt like a real crowd, you know what I mean? Would you lose content though from up in the standard? I'm not talking up in the standard that high. I'm just saying like you see like the bit where like the Theo chants me Toby Theo, like that little bit of play, like you need to have like a few players that level to create moments like that. Stop saying USA match. We don't play and stink as a country. Well, I've seen Core Boys are talking about one, right? They keep saying let's do a UK versus USA one. And I'm not gonna lie, if there was another country I'd want to play, not play in, but if there was a country I'd want to play, I do think like an American team versus us would be, because I think as well playing against like Ron, Jason, like Lacey, Marlon, or like that lot, they would be on the exact same wavelength of us. They barely have any good players. They would bring some people that are like ballers. Like Marlon would play for them. He's not American, but he can play for them. Like it's cool. Like Mark Rober's decent, yeah. Even if we played like we could play like a 6-a-side or something against them, but make it like a massive thing. Be cool to see a play a real team 77. How's the atmosphere in real life? It sounded proper. No, genuinely, the atmosphere was insane. Like it was genuinely amazing. And like when we scored, there was no celebrate. There was no like fireworks or lights or anything. When they scored, I genuinely got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, fireworks, lights, everything. Like the event itself was unbelievable. England had an Irish player in your game, to be fair too. People shouldn't have a problem with Marlon. Yeah, I mean, we're not doing that deep. Did you guys expect the halftime show to be that long? No, we had no idea. I mean, ours was like 25 minutes or something like that. So it was always going to be longer. What were your thoughts on Leeds, West Ham? I mean, at that point, I'll be honest, like, yeah, I want to win, but I actually didn't really mind. I didn't really care. I was sat with like, we were having our team meal at that point, so I had like Ethan there, I had all the FPL guys there. They were literally all like getting so into it. And I was like, you know what? If there was a game to lose, the fact that we're safe, this one, I'm not fussed. You won the league? Yeah, congrats. Caitlin David, a gifted sub. Would you co-host or let the Americans host it? Depends what they wanted to do. Depends what they want to do. Was Manny injured? Yeah, Manny's injured. His shoulder. So he was like, he couldn't properly get stuck into tackles. Feel bad for Bez hard week. Well, the annoying thing is like the first goal, the handball one, was offside. They didn't VAR the offside, but he was offside. Yeah. It was peak. Danny was balling at Baller League. Yeah, I saw his goal. His goal was nice. Did take a deflection. I did point that out to him, but it was a great goal. It was nice as well. It was nice that he ran over to his parents.